Let's get nuts.
These nuts?
Yeah, something like that. Hello, and a Merry Friday to you. Why is it a Merry Friday? Because I don't have to work, and that means I get to be here with you lovely folks. So what's up? What's shaking? What's happening? What's going on? What's going on in your happy world? I'm echoey. Okay. The reason for that was, and thanks for pointing that out, by the way. The reason for that was because I recorded something in OBS, and in order to do so, I had to, because normally my mic goes through the Elgato wavelength, and I have the mic input muted on OBS, but in order for me to record it properly, I had to turn on the mic line in OBS, so it was doubling up. It's because Jay did it last night. That too. Sneaky alert because work. And hello, Tiamara, wonderful friend. Liz. Sidewinder Liz. Been a minute. How you been? I blame Nate and fire him for it. I mean, that's fair. I can agree with that. That's something. It sounds like something that I would do. You fire motherfucker. Anyway. I got meds. Yay, start tomorrow. Excellent. Excellent. As for how am I doing? Doing not too bad today. Today we're all right. Jasa and I just finished putting together and making creamsicle fudge. So I should have recorded and documented that, but that's okay. I didn't. Now, that comes with a downside. It's a very simple fudge to make, but it's not pretty. And I want to say that it was a little bit annoying to try and make. Not, the directions. In the directions, I think it's the kind of whipped topping or like cake frosting, whatever. Frosting in a can, essentially. I think it's the kind that they call for in the recipe versus what we actually got, right? So, but they don't specify that. Now, we're not talking like directions unclear, ended up in the ER with an orange in my ass. We're not talking like that level of bad, but the kind that my wife ended up getting me that seems to be the most common, like frosting in a can, is like the whipped stuff. And I don't think they were taking that into account, right? So I think that's what it was. So looking, freshly strangled orange juice. So looking at it, like now that we put it together, it looks like a little bit chunky, almost. But I mean, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It matters how good it tastes. Now, of course, it's in the fridge chilling right now. But I had Jasa help me with it, and Jasa did a fantastic job. Jasa was in charge of helping me get the frosting out of the can, was in charge of getting the food coloring to the correct orange, and what else? Was stirring up the orange coloring. Really very simple to make, right? It just took a lot longer because as it first time making it, so it's like, okay, what do I do now? What do I do now? But they call for, like you put this frosting in a can and then add a bunch of white chocolate chips, but it has to be a specific type of chocolate chips. Otherwise, you want to get more of them or less of them, depending if there's cocoa butter. Okay, whatever. But yeah, you put these into a bowl. Freshly strangled orange juice. No, I said orange juice. But, you microwave them and then you stir them up, right? That's essentially it. Well, I think because of the type of frosting it was, it didn't nuke all the way through, or rather didn't melt the way that it should have. So, whatever. I don't give a shit. It's mixed up. It's sitting in the fridge. It may not be pretty, but it smells wonderful. So I cannot wait to be sampling that tonight. I'll take some pictures of it. Like it didn't, you're supposed to. It was supposed to be like liquid enough that you could like take a butter knife and do like a little swirl into it, and it's got that swirly creamsicle pattern. Not this. This is more like chunky. But you know what? I don't give a shit. I don't care. It doesn't need to be pretty to be tasty. That's right. That's why people eat at McDonald's. That's my dating file. My dating profile. Doesn't look great, but smells wonderful. I may be chunky, but I taste good. If you want to put that on your Tinder, go ahead. I feel like that's something I would put on my Tinder. I'm too old for Tinder. I'm too married for Tinder, but I miss the whole Tinder thing anyway. Notice I'm yelling at an inanimate object more often. It's been a year without a therapist. I'm definitely missing the outlet. That's fair. Well, that's why we have a screaming into the void. Wish I could snag a piece or two. Well, I mean, if you want to make your way up north, you're in Calgary, right? If you're going to make your way up north an hour, I'm sure I could, you know, save you a chunk. It's been 35 years for me. Yeah. Jason, what are you doing? Jason's requesting apps. Hi, Sabine. Nice to see you. Not so nice to hear you, though. Fucking whiny little shit. I don't confuse myself. I'm way down south from you. Way down south? Are you're further south? I thought you were in Calgary. I was under the impression you were in Calgary anyway. But that's me. I have attention. I have attention. I have a bad habit of not paying attention. See, look at that. The brain went so quick, it just cut half the words out of that sentence. I was trying to shorthand that one, and I failed terribly. I had a good one. She unfortunately passed, so I ended up back on the waiting list. Who knows when I'll finally get one. Yeah, I used to. It's true. It is very true. She used to live in Medicine Hat and would make, and has made, and I can actually say, has made the 5-hour-ish drive up here to help me with my computer one night. No shit. Now he lives 8 minutes away from me. So. But, yeah. You want to talk about a fucking top-tier business manager. Not that bad, but Near Shaughnessy. Gotcha. That's a good friend. You would think, yep. Then I said fuck it and moved. Yep. Then he said fuck it and moved up here, so there you go. As I go playing with the vape. Question for those of you who are patrons and members. You know what I mean when I say patrons. That also means members on Fourth Wall and now members on YouTube. Did you guys like the little sneak peek that I gave you? I'm going to be dropping that on TikTok and Instagram later today. Didn't see it? Are you a patron? Because don't fret, my friends, if you're not a patron or a member, because they got a sneak peek first. But if you're not one of those things, we'll be I'll be showing you guys in a little bit here. And a shout out to Lady Z. Tastes like chicken nuggets. Num num num. So don't worry. But yes, I don't remember if I was talking about it in the last stream that I went down the rabbit hole of singers on TikTok that were like, producers, use my audio. Decent Military. First off, interesting name. I'll give you that. And second, welcome aboard. Hello, how are you? How you doing this fine Friday? I hope you're keeping well. I hope everybody's doing well today. Lady Z! 34 fucking months. Oh my god. And that's why Lady Z has a first beside her name.
Draw me like one
Big
of the
shout out.
dinos. Rawr.
Hey, I missed a couple in there. Whatever, it happened. Don't worry about it. It is all good. You're one of our OGs, and we love you to high hell and back. Anywho, I don't remember if I was talking about it in the last stream, how I was down the rabbit hole of, hey, producers, use my vocal. And the way that the vast majority of them do it is they want you to use their vocal sample and they want you to write something, you know, write a song around it. However, 9 out of 10, if not even more, are the clause of no commercial use. That means that I could not put out the complete song and release it. However, there was one guy that I found who all of his stuff is royalty free. He says, use this, put it out, do what you want with it. So currently I'm working on a track with one of those instead of all of the ones that I have on the list for the album. Now I'm just stacking the album even more. So there we go. I've always wanted to be in the army. I eventually made that username a long time ago when I created my first Xbox 360 account. I mean, that's fair. I'm only the decent military, not the good military. That's fair. Hey, I'm not one to shit on somebody's username, right? It's right up there with kinks. We don't kink shame. We might kink question, right? I'm not going to shame somebody's username unless it's like highly derogatory or questionable or racist or bigoted or something like that. You know, if that's your name because of XYZ reason, then so be it, right? My username currently comes from the fact that in my Discord, a lot of people
Quiche wants you to find an out-of-place item and do
a
show
lot of
and
people
tell with it.
assigned me the nickname of Squirrel Dad, so fuck it, I took it and ran with it. I think it's funny. Alright, so we're doing a show and tell, are we? Alright, I have a show and tell for you. I've got something here. These are actually Buddy's meds, is what they are. Now, he hasn't been taking them lately, unfortunately. But they are disguised in a package of chocolate-covered coffee beans. Now, that's the only way that I can get the little son of a bitch to take them, is I have to put them in this and actually cover them in chocolate. Otherwise, he won't take them, right? We all know how bad Buddy needs like a Xanax or an Ativan or a handful. I just have to make sure that he only takes one at a time. So, in this here, it says chocolate-covered coffee beans. But that's not what they are. They're Buddy's meds. It's Buddy's Xanax is what they are. In fact, they are so good, I'm going to take one. Like dogs and cheese, yeah. Or dogs and a hot dog. Right? That's exactly what it is. Hi, Zombat. Also, hi, I'm just here. I'm just here, too. Don't feel bad. It's all good. The truth always comes out. Kind of like us gays. Sorry, I had a flashback to the last stream with all of the really, really bad trolls on YouTube. If you delete this, you're gay. Wrong. Half gay. Get it right. If you're going to get it wrong, at least try and get it somewhat right. And Liz wants a cookie, so cookie truck coming through. Cookies for everybody. Make sure you grab a cookie. What flavor are they, you ask? Well, what flavor do you want them to be? That's entirely up to you. Enjoy your cookie, which goes really good with coffee. All right, lurky time for me. But Pocket, you're never... No, I'm just picking on you. I'm just picking on you. Lurk away, my friend. You can have a little gay as a treat, but only a little. It's like a snack. You know, like Will. You're a snack and you know it. Just saying. That's right, don't spoil your dinner. Ayo. Don't spoil the main course, you know what I'm saying? Just for you. Hey. Alright, so how the hell are you guys doing? What's happening in your little worlds? Besides, you know, not having a therapist for some people, looking for a therapist. Therapy is a wonderful thing. I feel like everybody, and I mean everybody, needs therapy of some kind. Yeah, Will, you're a snack too. Both of you. That's why I didn't specify which one I was talking about. Just saying. Running this, the holy hell number of people have told me recently they like my voice when I've hated my voice for so long. Dude, I get that. I fucking get that so much, right? I've had people, you know, there are people who like to lurk and listen, and some that have told me, like, my voice when I'm streaming can, like, help put them to sleep kind of thing. I hate the sound of my voice, right? Imagine how I felt editing the podcast, right? I have to listen to my voice over and over and over, droning on with two other people, mind you, for, you know, 2, 3, 4 hours, something. Well, 3 hours, basically. But I have to cut that down into something manageable. So imagine how long I'm listening to my voice for. I fucking hate the sound of my voice. But there are some people that say, like, it helps them to get to sleep, or that I have a good voice for this or for that, or whatever, you know, for audiobooks, because I've ended up doing some of them. Yeah, I get you. And thanks for the reminder there, Dan. Eating and chilling, because tomorrow morning I'm pretending I'm a whirlwind and speed clean before company comes. That's fair. I got a monitor on my mic, help me understand how other people hear it. I mean, I can't monitor, per se, because most of the time it's out of sync, right? Even if it's just like a hundredth of a second, I could still detect that, and it's enough to throw the brain off. And, like, I end up, like, slowing down my speech because I'm trying to, like, which is so stupid, right? It's like, if I slow down my speech, then I can catch up to what I'm hearing. It doesn't work like that, but whatever. Yes, reminder, since Dan pointed it out, yes, we do have a rave goal up here at the top. We are taking donations in order to get our voice chat rave. It is a fundraiser for 2 charities. We're going to be splitting the profits between Ronald McDonald House and Fostering Hope Animal Rescue, which is a local one here that my wife volunteers at and that we foster for the last, like, 3 years. I'm sure you guys have seen the videos of puppies, or me trying to listen to puppies and my brain going meltdown. But yeah, we've been fostering for them for 3 years, helping them to get adopted. So that's what we are doing the fundraiser for. So all the money is going to be split 50-50 between Fostering Hope Animal Rescue and the Ronald McDonald House. And I'm not even going to consider a date for a rave until we get halfway through this. Once we hit 500, we'll have earned the date for the rave. If we get to 1,000, well, we got to get to 500 first before I go telling you about that. Also, the top donator is going to be getting $50 worth of credit in my merch shop, so they can get whatever merch they want, not just coffee cups and keychains. If you want to get yourself a hoodie or a pair of leggings or one of these amazing drink your water, take your meds, and be kind to yourself shirts in a lovely array of colors, you can get that. I don't care. I'm just going to say, here's $50. Go nuts. Let's get nuts, like it says at the beginning of the stream. Anyway. It'll be, well, because it's an American company, it'll be 50 American. How much you got to donate to get $50? Hard times. Times are hard, man. Top donator. The person at the end of all of this who is the top donator is the person who's going to get it. But yeah, because my merch shop is at Fourth Wall, it's all in American. So we're just going to do $50. It'll be a $50 coupon code. A one-time use coupon code is what it'll be. Right? So that's what it'll be. So whatever you buy, and then you put in the code, and then it just drops $50 off that, and there you are. Bob's your uncle. I would recommend buying just over... That's right, Eagle Bucks. That's right. Hashtag freedom units. Or something along them lines. I'll shake my head, yeah. Sorry, just getting down to the sounds here. I'm trying to be very careful about what I'm playing for background music nowadays, because even the shit that I don't think is going to get me a content ID, at least it's not a copyright strike, it's a content ID. But, I mean, you know, whatever. I'd rather not have to be sharing the ad revenue. Whatever. Mind you, there are sometimes I don't care. Such as in the case of a little bit later on when I show you guys the track and the video that I put together for that one track. I know it's going to get a content ID on it, and I don't care. Because somebody beat me to it, and they did a fantastic version of the track, so they can have their share of the cash. Doesn't matter to me. Not that I make a whole lot on the live streams, but here we are. Shakety, shakety. What else is going on? Let me see. We're going to Shoest for dinner tonight. Shoest and Panda. We're gonna end up there tonight. We are not bringing my child because my child, so I found out, is going for a sleepover at her best friend's place. Apparently, my wife planned it yesterday and forgot to tell me about it because she's busy and her brain is going all over the place. So yeah, she forgot to tell me about it. Happens, I guess, a lot in this house. So yeah, Jaysa is going for a sleepover tonight, and she's going to have a lot of fun with that because when her and her little best friend get together, it is all of the goddamn insanity that you could possibly pile into one room. Chaos incarnate, and I don't just mean the role that we have in the server, nor the librarian. I'm talking about the chaos of an autistic ADHD 11-year-old with her friend, who we also think is like all of the neurodivergent letters, but of course, we're not here to diagnose anybody. But holy shit, you can tell. You ever come across those people, right? Like the neurodivergent radar goes off when you're around somebody, because we tend to like flock together and we tend to be drawn towards each other. My therapist and I were actually talking about this in my last session. But yeah, you ever just see somebody, like know somebody in your office or somebody in your family or whatever, and you don't say anything because you don't want to be the person that, like, you know, diagnoses them because you're not a doctor. But in the back of your mind, you're like, wow, that person is ADHD as fuck. And I'm not saying that ironically. I mean, like, they are ADHD as fuck. Because I know a handful of those. I got a text from a friend of mine who, his daughter, ADHD combined and suspected autistic. And it says so on the form that it is suspected, that, you know, they question it, i.e. query. But I mean, she's one of those kids where in the back of my mind, after being around her, I'm just like, yeah, no shit. Hey! It's a Cupcake Desi! What's going on, Desi? Happy Friday to ya. How are you? How are things? What is happening? What is shaking in your world? You can be Cupcake Desi. I will be Fudge Daddy Splat. Wow, that just... As I said it, man, I couldn't even get all of that out. I'm like, no, that is wrong. That just got, like, way too dirty. Anyway. Congrats on not putting it into sub mode. Hey, good job, Desi. Happy Friday. I'm good. Just headed home from class. Nice. I only say that because I was making fudge. That's all. But yeah, when I say it like that, okay, no, that goes to a place that we really shouldn't be going. Were you letting a cat out? Or in? Or something? Jaysa? The door. Were you letting a cat out?
No.
Why did the door open? I'm sure I just saw the door open and then close.
What?
Okay, we're both medicated today.
So we're either going to sing or something doing something.
Whatever, I was sure I just saw the door open. Ghost? Hopefully not. Anyway. Realize I need to consent to turn everyone into subs. I mean, I see what you did there. And I agree with you, because consent is important. God damn it, Tim. Consent is important. Yeah. I don't know. You know what? For all I know, it was somebody drove by and it was a reflection off of their window. For all I know. Sabine messing with the door. Yeah, Sabine, unfortunately for her, is not allowed in the front room area. because she has a tendency of wanting to play with the cats. She does not play nice, and the cats don't like her. So, and by play, I also mean making a whole lot of fucking ruckus and barking her little brains out at them. And no, I'm not a fan. You cannot do that. You can go ahead and just not. That would be stellar. Anywho. My kid keeps thinking our house is haunted. Really? And what do you think? Do you think that's a possibility? Do you believe in that sort of stuff? I did when I was a kid. We could have swore that the house that we lived in when I was 5 years old was haunted because it was on a lakeshore street, and because of my wonderfully wealthy upbringing, he says sarcastically, all of the houses on a lakeshore strip are just beautiful, except for the one that we lived in, which was like a rundown, dilapidated piece of shit. So we could have swore that it was haunted. But again, I was also 5 years old at the time, so what the hell did I know? I knew it? What, that I had a wealthy upbringing? Yes, if by wealthy we mean, like, paid in abuse, then yes, you hid your wealth very well. Yes, I'm hiding it from myself even now, unfortunately. Sadly, that's just how it works. Oh well. It's right there with the tism, I guess. Grew up in double wides. There you go, redneck wealthy, yeah. No, I saved the redneck wealthy for when I actually grew up. Because other than that, I lived in fourplexes and rundown, shitty houses. Were there any trailers when I was growing up? No, mostly fourplexes. And then finally, by the time I was maybe 12, 12, my parents got, my mom, anyway, and her husband, got a rundown house in, like, the area of town that I grew up most of my life in. And then by the time we were out of the house, then he and my mom built the house way out of town. So, hey Chris, what's up? Does that mean we can get a hot tub now that I'm secretly rich? Oh, for sure. For sure. I do believe, but I don't think so. Many more explainable things like house shifting, pipes expanding, and dry. Yeah, I can get on board with that. I agree with that. I don't know why I feel like I'm not medicated today, but I fully am, and I didn't even double dose myself today. Crowdsource hot tub to be put at Moose and Rachel's. That's right. Cool down on the hot tubs. I'm on weekend time now. Hey, right on. But yeah, we will crowdsource a hot tub that will be put at Moose's House of Wayward Squirrels, which is the official name of his and Rachel's house. And now I forgot what's the name of the club in the basement? I don't know why I forgot. Shoes is gonna have to help me with that. But yeah, I'm all for that. We're crowdsourcing that. That's right. That's right. Fuck that. We'll put it here. And now it can either go in Shoes' garage, or it can go on my back deck. Because, funny enough, when we moved into this house, there was, like, the owner was the previous person here. They actually had a hot tub out on the back. Like, if you look at the landing part of our back deck, you can actually kind of still see the outline and the little holes in the wood where the water pipes were. I always leave some space for the supernatural stuff because who really knows for sure when it comes to... Oh, exactly, right? I mean, how much do we actually know about this universe that we are in? Right? Have you ever seen that diagram, the big circle pie chart, where it's like, this is how much you know, and it's a tiny sliver, right? This is how much you don't know, right? So let's say, well, let's put numbers in this. This is how much you know. We'll say 2%. This is how much you don't know. Let's say 5 more percent, right? So a grand total of 7%. And the rest is how much you don't know that you don't know. And can supernatural stuff fit into there? Fuck yeah. Right? Things like dark matter and other universes and, you know, white holes, if they are a thing. What's on the other side of a black hole? All that shit. Ranging from ghosts and ghouls and goblins and vampires to the mysteries of the universe. That's how we don't know that we don't know about it, right? Other alien and all the shit that I just mentioned fits into the you don't know category, by the way. We don't know thing like I'm not even going to start in that. That's another rabbit hole that I'll be here all fucking day about. I know you can share your donation flooding in. I bought this rotating red LED super alarm. Red code. Jump scare. $1 donation. Jesus Christ. Oh, okay. What? Oh. Something I don't know is whether or not alien portal is the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean. Didn't they cover that in Pacific Rim? Pretty sure they did. I just tell them they're in the wrong house. There you go. Who's in the wrong house? Tim. Tim the ghost. You're in the wrong house. You're supposed to be haunting down the road. Get your shit together, Tim. Good God. What is wrong with you? Damn it, Tim. Ah, Tim. Too fucking funny. Scary to think we know less about our oceans than we do about space. Well, I mean, I'll agree and disagree. Because think about how much we do see in space. Now, this is not me discounting what you're saying, or the fact that we don't know a lot about our oceans, for sure. Right? Our oceans do take up the vast majority of our planet, with coming in at, what, 67 or 70%, something like that? On average-ish, 70% of the world. And we know very little about it. Yeah, I'll absolutely agree with that. And the fact that we are kind of like reaching out to space and trying to learn about that as best we can. But, I mean, if you think about how vast space is, and nobody can truly wrap their mind around that, how much we can actually see of it, how much we know about it, which is like, you know, 3/5 of fuck all. How far our messages have gone since the first radio waves, right? Which is a radius of about 125 light years, which is nothing. Like in our galaxy alone, our galaxy is an estimated 100,000 light years across, and our messages have gone 125 light years. The radius, we'll say 250 light years for good measure, right? If you want to go full diameter in all directions. We know nothing. We know absolutely nothing. I saw a fantastic video by the master and lord himself, Neil deGrasse Tyson, who was sitting down with a lady, and I wish I could remember her name, but what she said was the most amazing thing. So we just invite the aliens now? Well, speaking of the aliens, okay? So it is like, when it comes to like alien communication, alien life, and blah, 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 right? Again, we have a knowledge of 250 light year diameter, okay? That's how much our messages have, that's how far our message has gone. From Earth, outward, 125 light years in any one direction. Saying that because we have not had a response to our messages, and saying, well, that means that there's no alien life. is the equivalent of walking up to the coast of the Pacific Ocean, taking a cup, scooping it full of water, and saying, there's no life in here, therefore there is no life in the ocean. That's the equivalent of that level of ignorance. Mars attacks our pixels. Big question is, do we want to contact aliens considering what we as humans have done when we encounter less? That's the thing, right? Like, if, in my mind, this is a more perfect scenario in my mind, would be, we're going to hydrate for this, is if we are contacted by a race that is benevolent, they're peaceful, they want to share their knowledge, they want not necessarily their technology, but share some of their knowledge, and they are powerful enough and technologically advanced enough that if somebody stupid did try and like attack them, that they could just be like, right? If they were that level of powerful, because they would have to be, technologically, they would have to be far more advanced than us to even get here, obviously. To travel light years, or hundreds of light years, or thousands of light years, or across dimensions, or whatever, right? They would have to be far superior technologically to us in order to even get here. If they were of that level, and they were benevolent and wanted to share their information, their knowledge, blah, 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 and somebody tried to attack them, and if they just looked at it and went, we've studied you, we know what you're like, piss off, right? Shoo fly, don't bother me. Shit, I had a follow-up to that. Which was, hang on, let me try and get it back here. Nope, I lost it. Oh well. Quaint. Yeah, quaint. Oh, and spam. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Know what I mean? What? Wait, huh? What, huh? Oh, okay. Monty Python. Attack with a fruit. Wow, you just dumped all of the references in there. I like that analogy because a cup of water would be teeming microscopic organism one can't. Okay, thanks, Angie. That just reminded me of what I wanted to say. Okay, so, and another thing, too, and again, citing Neil Tyson, because I love me some Neil deGrasse Tyson. All y'all know that. But I wholeheartedly agree with the way that he describes this. That if because we are, our intelligence is like one step off of that of chimpanzees, essentially, right? But we can't sit down and have a full-blown conversation with a chimp, right? That takes first off, that takes a lot of fucking training, and training of the chimp to even, like, get to a point where they can sort of communicate with us. But even if these alien beings are that step above us, right? An untrained chimp in the woods, in the jungle, if you walked up to an untrained chimp in the jungle and said, hey, how are you doing? Nice to meet you. My name is so-and-so and I come in peace. That chimp has no fucking idea what you're talking about. A chill koala. I'd like to welcome a chill koala to the house. Hello, how are you? But, you know, if you go up to a you know, a wild chimp in the jungle, and yeah, hello, I come in peace, and say that to them, the chimp has no fucking idea what you're talking about, right? It just looks at you and is like, ah! Go the other way with that. If we had aliens show up here and they didn't speak any language of Earth or math or whatever, and tried to say we come in peace, and they are that level of intelligence higher than we are, what's our reaction going to be? Ah! No guarantee they'd be benevolent. No, there's absolutely no guarantee they'd be benevolent. Just because they're advanced, they must have somehow gotten past their bloodthirst. But cooperation and war are the two greatest drivers of technological advancement, and war typically advances further and faster. It's true, kind of skirting on that whole necessity being the mother of invention, right? Now, I don't know where the idea of necessity being the mother of the invention of a flamethrower, as in, you see that person way over there, I want to set them on fire. And how the fuck was that necessary? But here we are. You're lucky you can finish the sentence with the chimp, exactly. If we exist, we'd say the other species didn't. Good point though, because in contacting a rival, they teach us how to communicate with them. Yep. Saw a clip of the panel. I'm seeing as question. Comments were so mean. Okay, what? He was asking audience questions, and some were a bit lower level than his knowledge, so the video comments were mean. Okay, I see what you're saying. Saying he lied about his knowledge and was a fake. Of course, because that's the world that we live in, right? I believe they've been watching. You know what? I don't disbelieve it. We're likely destroying ourselves. Yeah, I don't think... I mean, let's be honest. Nobody gets out of life alive. But yeah, I fully believe that we're probably going to end up fucking destroying ourselves. Over greed and shit. Oh my god, Velius, how you been? Target episode about the communication of higher intelligence. Eventually break down all language to its base element. Oh, literally base element. Nice. That's cool. That's a very cool way of looking at it. Like it was a reality show. I've seen that. I give us another 5 years. Well, I mean, every year, right? Look at the doomsday clock. We're pretty goddamn close. Aliens had it right by communicating with the cows, yeah. Yes, hello, wife. Part where you forgot that I was fucking streaming? It was breath oxygen. This is insane. I mean, or think about Hitchhiker's Guide, right? They save all the dolphins. That was for you to answer when you had time. Don't text me in the middle of the stream. If it's you, I'm going to stop and answer it. Jesus Christ, wife. Apparently we're having a conversation later where I remind you of that. So long and thanks for all the fish. Yep, 100%. The golden record on Voyager. Think of ways to get across communication through the fundamental physics and chemistry and math. Shoost, you bastard. She doesn't nap now. She won't remember later. It's true. I'm not saying it's not true. But she also knows that if she texts me, regardless, right, I'm going to address it. I try and be a good hubby that way. Thanks, Koala. I appreciate it. Worth it. Fuck you! The only reason that dolphins were not superior creatures is because of their lack of opposable thumbs. Well, I mean, they don't have any fingers at all, let's be honest. And they call him Flipper. Flipper. That was the most horrible dolphin ever. Anyway. But yeah, when it comes to shit like that, I can go for hours and hours, right? If they could walk, we'd be screwed. Yeah, can you imagine a dolphin carrying an AK and walking into Walmart? I don't know why that came together in my mind, but it did.
That reminded me of Pal World.
Reminds you of Pal World?
Yeah.
Because of course it does. Of course it does. Yeah, we've all been playing Pal World. My daughter is like right into it and has had a lot more time to get into it than I have. Because, you know, music and shit. I'd like to take this time to recite one of my favorite pieces of Vogon poetry. Do it! Girlfriend gets mad at me because I will see she message, read the message in notifications, and then just do whatever she asks me. I don't respond her to. See, and I do the same thing. And it's not so much a case of left on read. It's a matter of I read it, I'm gonna do it before I forget about it. Right? And then she shits on me for like not replying to her or something, right? Why didn't you at least acknowledge me? You are the only person on my text message list who can see that I've read the message. If you can see that I've read it, that's a good sign, right? I'm not leaving you on red. I have half the fingers. Jesus Christ, Shay. I've missed you, Shay, but holy shit. It was terrible. I don't know how to get her to understand that. I stopped her reply. I'm going to sit on my phone. Right? Yeah. Roll the dice. Came up on my YouTube rent. Hey, nice. Caused me to stop and enjoy the moment. Awesome. I'm glad that you did. Well, as I was saying before, for those of you that are showing up late, I was talking about being in a rabbit hole of TikTok singers and how I picked up one project. And I have to say, Chris and I were talking last night about something that's very important and I think needs to be shared with all of you. And that is, Desi, fuck off with the posture checks. Pick something else. Posture checks hurt me. Actually, I'm going to remove that from the list. Thank you. I appreciate what you're doing, but no more posture checks, please. I'm going to remove that from the list because that actually hurts me more than anything. I'm seriously wondering what Nintendo is planning with Pal World. The infringement is insanely obvious. Yeah, but Nintendo has done nothing today, so... I question it, right? Like, I think that the fact... They're paused. Thanks, Shoes. I think the fact that... No, I know, Desi. Like I said, I appreciate what you're trying to do. Let me see. I'm just trying to put my words together here. I don't think it's right that they would have that big a shit fit over somebody having a same idea. Obviously, they were we'll say heavily inspired, just for the sake of being kind. They were heavily inspired by Pokemon, and they knew that it was going to get them, sales and eyes and all of that stuff. I don't know how much of a leg Nintendo actually has to stand on. Because, yeah, there are similarities, but I wouldn't say it's a direct rip-off per se. I don't know. Like, that's a good conversation piece. But, I mean, there are still a lot of differences. Like, the fact that in Pokemon itself, you're not going to give Pikachu a gun. However, slave driving them in order to get more resources is a thing. If it was Disney, it would be over. Well, I mean, maybe. I need sport leg, organic 3D printer support to get the guy who's sporting with send help. No shit. Space is pretty empty by and large. Ocean is a hell of a lot of see-through. I want to say yes and no. Only because fitting into the what we don't know that we don't know, right? It being suspected that empty space is actually dark matter, but not knowing what dark matter actually is, right? Yeah, and I agree. If Nintendo was going to do something, they probably would have done it by now because they are fucking ruthless. Ask any YouTuber who did Nintendo content. Generally, they tend to get themselves raked over the coals pretty badly. I don't think they actually do much, but I think it's one of the best rip-offs of all time. I mean, yeah, I was never a big Pokemon guy, but I'm enjoying Pal World. Qualify as homage at worst, which is not infringement. I don't beat them that hard. Don't lie, Dan. But you're in the sales initially. Pal World is sweet models from what I've seen. But it's so close. Yeah, it is. It would be a taser. Yes, you're right, it would. Empty visually. Yes, empty visually, yeah. Well, look at that spot they call the Great Void. There's nothing here! Pokemon Emerald fans, yeah. Personal thoughts, there will be a settlement at some point. Once Nintendo knows that Pal World isn't just a short-term fad. No, I think it's actually going to go on for a bit. I mean, considering it's early access and they're still trying to get a bunch of shit in there. I'd like for them to have the cross-platform support, because Jason plays on my Game Pass account, and I play on Steam. I would like to be able to play with her, or have her enter our little group server that we have, right? I would like for that. Doesn't need a taser because he is a taser. It's true. It is totally true. Consider and listen. Continue to work on my Diamond coasters. No worries. Actually, what I was just thinking is throwing us into a self-care break, and then I was going to show you guys. I'll give you the hydrate, though. Hydrating with coffee, because coffee, yes, does hydrate you up to 40 ounces. And then after that, it's just tasty. Anyway, but yeah, what I was thinking is we would go into our self-care break, and then I would show you guys this video that I'm itching to show you, that the patrons and members have already seen. If you are new here, Koala, I don't know if you have lurked before or anything like that, but if you are new here, every hour, because we as a neurodivergent community are terrible at taking care of ourselves. We're happy to tell other people to take care of themselves, but that is part of the moniker of our Discord community, is love, support, and hypocrisy. Because we're terrible at taking care of ourselves, but we're much better at it if we have somebody else tell us to do it. I know the audacity. I am the audacity. So once an hour, I like to have a break of a few minutes and remind everybody that it is time to have yourself a little break. No, I don't want to do that. And get yourself some water or a snack, or go to the bathroom, or do. In that case, take care of yourself now. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Now, I'm not going to push the button because I haven't tested again with the Elgato and them fucking up my audio. So I'm just going to say this. Let's go have yourself a self-care break. Do what it says on the shirt. Drink your water, take your meds. As someone who just caught themselves, no shrimping. There you go. I'll show you audacity. There you go. So, we are going to take a few minutes, go and get yourself some water, get a snack, stand up, have a stretch, go to the bathroom, take your meds if you forgot, check your dishes, your laundry, whatever you need to do. But we're going to take a couple of minutes, have a self-care break, and then when we come back, I'm going to share this new song and video that I put together for it that I'm about to drop on TikTok and Instagram. Depending on the singer's reaction to that, I'll put it out on, I'll make it listed on YouTube instead of unlisted. Anyway, self-care time. Let's take a moment, get your stuff, and we'll be right back. Alrighty. Thanks, Dan. Is that Dan? No, that was Mama who shared. Thank you for sharing the Spotify list. Actually, if you do exclamation music, it will take you to all of the links for my music stuff, including my SoundCloud, including the Bandcamp. Thank you very much. My other YouTube channel where I do a bunch of copyright-free stuff. I put together a bunch of like lo-fi stuff to listen to. By the way, if you didn't know, I do have a lo-fi stream 24/7 on this channel. It does play 24/7 for those of you that need some chill music to relax to study to. There are teachers that like to use it in their classrooms and stuff. But yeah, it is live on this channel here 24/7. So, excellent. I have a new album dropping on the 29th, actually. It is going to be my very quick, inspired... it's a melodic dubstep, which is something I've never done before. I'm usually more of a hardstyle guy. Hardstyle and actually EDM, the Ross Gates stuff. I'm going to drown you, poor man with hydration. Don't do that. But yeah, I do have a secondary actual music channel where I put a lot of the copyright-free stuff for people to stream to just sit and listen to. Get a cookie in your face. But the one that I am about to show you, all right, well, like I said before, I was down...
By the power of Gray Squirrel!
There you go. Album number 5 in the last 12 months. Yes, in the last calendar year, it'll have been my 5th album release. This year, 2024, it'll be my 2nd. I'm working on my 3rd. Yeah, it is. All my stuff is copyright free, so if you do use it on streams or in videos, you will not get a copyright content ID. All my stuff is copyright free. You can always use it. Who we got? Estera Varturas. Estera Varturas. Hello and welcome. You just activated a hyperfocus. I did, actually. I honestly did. Oh, no, you don't need to. I appreciate it. You can if you like, but there's no need to. But again, I appreciate it. But anyway, yeah, so I get to address actually Zombet's comment first here. Yeah, I have actually been doing a lot of that lately. I have been way deep down the musical rabbit hole. Deep, fucking deep down, okay? Trying to get things accomplished and having a business manager throwing papers in the air because he can't keep up with the amount of music that I'm fucking doing is, yeah, it's something. Anyway, so the little rabbit hole that I fell down to on TikTok the other day was I came across a video that was a singer, and it said at the top, producers use this vocal. And I'm like, cool. I ended up actually, you know, following the hashtags and found a whole bunch of artists who do that. Now, their stuff is it's no commercial use, right? So it's just kind of like for practice. So you're not allowed, I'm not allowed to release the song I'm about to show you. But I did put a little video together so that I can show the vocalist, because that's what they want. They want you to use that and then show off their music, or their singing, while showing off your music at the same time. It's kind of like, you know, scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing. Depending on the reaction of this track from, this was Scarf release all this stuff free too. There are a lot of people that do. Psychotic Refuge, my friend Psychotic Refuge, any of their music it released is all copyright free, and for free, as is mine. The only things that, if you notice on my shop, squirreldad.com, all of my music goes up, all of it will end up going up there, but it's all for free. It's all under the freebies tab. Anything that anybody does pay for when it comes to music is the deluxe editions, and that's where I include things like the artwork and various other shit to go alongside it. Other than that, it's all free. Hi Vespa, how you doing? Good timing. Anyway, getting back to, so depending on the reaction from the vocalist of this next one that I'm going to show you, let me, like, I'm going to ask them if I am allowed. If they like it, then I'll ask them, am I allowed to release this? And we'll go from there. But we shall see. Anyway, for some reason you're really quiet. Then turn me up. Be right back. Well, hurry, because I'm about to switch over screens, which is going to remove me from the screen entirely. Okay? Chat's going to be here. Avatars are going to be here. I'm going to be completely out. If you sign in on Patreon yourself, you get access to unreleased stuff. That's right. That's right. My patrons and members, if you are a member on Fourth Wall or a member on YouTube, so if you're watching on YouTube, the little join button, you can join, become a member, and you will get access to my unreleased music. You will get a chance to check it out for yourself. Works in progress. Just left and came back. All right, cool. So anyway, I'm going to show you now the video that I'm going to be dropping on TikTok and Instagram after the stream today. The patrons and members have already seen this, but this track here, I smashed, obliterated my own record. The record I had before, from start to finish, a track being like mastered and ready to release, was like what, Chris? 5 days? Chris keeps track of this stuff for me. Discord link looks expired. Exclamation Discord. Yeah, it's discord.gg/squirrel station. We'll get you there. But yeah, I think that it was 5 days, if I'm not mistaken. And that was the villain. Actually, and I think I did Rise of Heroes in 3 days, if I'm not mistaken. This one here, I did in a grand total of 10 hours. I completely got this one done in 10 hours. So this one here, the vocalist, her name is Ceres. And the track is... Oh, okay, before I get into that, the vocal has already been picked up by another artist. And they did end up releasing it, and it charted really high in Germany. So I'm going to get a content ID on this part. I'm okay with that. But yeah, I didn't know that until I was already started into the project, that somebody else already picked it up and beat me to it, essentially. I don't care. I'm going to treat it like practice. I think it's good. So I want you guys to check it out and enjoy it. So this is Darkside and Ceres, and it's called Let's Get Fucked Up. Just for funsies.
Oh, let's get fucked up, baby, let your body go. I'll make your mind go crazy and lose control. So come and move with my body, stay with me for the night. I just wanna party, losing all control like na 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 na, losing all control like.
Bet.
Oh, let's get fucked up, baby, let your body go.
Perfect.
Oh, let's get fucked up, baby, let your body go. I'll make your mind go crazy and lose control. So come and move with my body, let it overload. My heartbeat keeps on repeating, about to explode. Just turn the lights off, baby, and let it go. I'll make your mind go crazy and lose control. So come and move with my body, stay with me for the night. I just wanna party, losing all control like na 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 na, losing all control like na 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 na, losing all control like. Losing all control like. come and move with my body, let it overload. My heartbeat keeps on repeating, about to explode. Just turn the lights off, baby, and let it go. I'll make your mind go crazy and lose control. So come and move with my body, stay with me for the night. I just wanna party, losing all control like na 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 na, losing all control like na 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 na, losing all control like.
Not bad for a couple hours work. What do you think? All right. No, Batman. Yeah, very nice. Very funny. Hi, everyone. Fun news, bad news. Fun. We get a new mattress. Our tax return. Very nice. Bad news. I hurt myself on Wednesday when exercising. I'm so sorry. Where's that shredding solo? Wrong genre. But, so yeah, like I said, about 10 hours-ish, give or take. What do you think? Not bad, huh? I mean, even I'm impressed. No, so the thing that I wanted to touch on beforehand, when I said that Chris and I were talking, it's one of the videos circulating in Norway, posted on Insta. I got one of my friends asking, do you remember? Hey, nice. Song is so dope. Nice. Well, I'm glad you guys like it. But yeah, like the conversation I was having with Chris last night from her therapist. And Chris, I'm going to share this little story if that's okay. Is that okay with you? Consent is important. Let's go back to the chat screen for a couple of minutes. I'm just waiting on Chris. Well, too bad. Sucks for you. The moral of the story, anyway, the conversation that we were having had to do with congratulating yourself for the achievements. Okay. So it had to do with congratulating, because I guess one of Chris's homework from her therapist this week is recognizing the small victories and baking a cake. That's right. Recognizing the small victories, right? And congratulating yourself for those small victories. Now, I have said it before, and I will continue to say it, that even a small victory is still a victory, right? A single step is still a step, right? So being able to recognize the good things that you have done, right? Even if it is just, I did the dishes, right? And time, according to her therapist, what she says is the time on it doesn't matter. So we'll use dishes as the example. So if your dishes have been sitting for 3 or 4 days, and then you finally get around to doing them, it doesn't matter that it took you the 3 or 4 days. Congratulate yourself for getting it done, right? I think that is incredibly important. And I think I feel like this ties into when I say if the only thing that you can do is get out of bed and get yourself something to eat, if that is all the energy that you have in a day, if your brain is being that big of an asshole that the only thing you can do is get out of bed and get something to eat, then good. You fed yourself. You woke up. The most important part to me is that you woke up, because the alternative sucks. But if all you can do is wake up, and if you just lay in bed scrolling on your phone because that's all the spoons that you have for the day, then so be it. I survived. Yep. Me braving the walk to the clinic to get my antidepressants. Congratulate yourself, mama. Praising yourself for what you did, even if sometimes you should have done it earlier, right? Skipping the should, getting rid of the should. I should have done this. I should have done that, right? Skip all that shit. Congratulate yourself for the stuff that you did do. Because you're worth it. End of the day, you're worth it. Period. And again, if all you can do in the year 2024 is survive until New Year's, good enough. If that's all you have the energy to do, good enough. It doesn't make you any less valid. It doesn't make you any less important. None of that. None of that bullshit. Right? Anybody who says otherwise, you send them to me, and I'll tell them otherwise. It's an amount of times we as neurodivergents walk past the doom pile, kick ourselves about it, and the second we do it, it's still worth praise. Yes. How many times have you walked down the hall and saw a hair tie, an elastic, a piece of paper, a receipt, whatever? Can you all clip that? I'll put a marker. Shoots and I are actually going through some of this past couple weeks worth of videos and getting stuff. But how many times have you walked down the hall and seen a hair tie, an elastic, a crumpled up receipt, a piece of paper, a lone sock, and told yourself, I should pick that up, and then continued moving past it? And every time that sock, that crumpled receipt becomes your arch nemesis. It becomes the bane of your existence, right? Every time you walk past it, or if you're sitting on a chair and you look over and you see it there and think to yourself, I should really get up and pick that up and throw it away or put it in the laundry or whatever. Yeah, nope, never. How many times have all of us done that? I'm going to bookstand with positive quotes. Take one. Criticize for years and it hasn't worked. Try to praise yourself and see what happens. I like that. I have a hair tie sitting on my floor next to my bed at home. It's been there for 4 days. And eventually, your brain will allow you to pick it up at some point. Or grabbing your stuff, set it on the stairs, and need to go upstairs and actually grabbing it on the way up. It's been there for 5 days. Did you guys see that memory the video that on this day video that I shared? What was it, yesterday? About inattentional blindness, right? If you did not, and if you have never heard the term inattentional blindness, it is essentially, I view it as the opposite of object permanence. It is when you see something, but you like, it's there in front of you. You cannot not see it, but somehow your brain completely misses it, right? So the example that I used in that video was, there was a container of cat food sitting at the top of the stairs. And at that time, I was still more capable of handling the stairs every day. And I went downstairs every day, a few times. My wife said, take the container and take it downstairs with you for the cats that were down there. And every day I missed it. I walked right past it and completely fucking phased it out of existence. My brain forgot it was there. For days and weeks I did that. And she hated that, right? It's the same reason that I can't use sticky notes for myself here at home. I have a few at work that I use with important information on them, and I have them organized exactly where I know that they need to be. But if I was to use sticky notes to remind myself something here at home, they would fade into the background. They would cease to exist to me, right? Because of inattentional blindness. I would see it, but not register it. So yeah, that's a thing. Rainbow, hope you're doing. I hate things fading in the background. Yeah, me too. Because, I mean, well, and as Council pointed out, with the doom piles, right? Doom piles is another matter. I don't know how much of inattentional blindness fits into that. But, I mean, we've all got doom piles. I got a doom office. My wife has doom piles all over the house, right? She was all proud of herself, I think it was last week or the week before, where she had a day where she was like super high energy and went through all of her doom piles. That's why I write things on my hand, because I can't lose it. That's why anything of mine, because my phone is always in my hand, goes right into either the calendar or the notepad. I have a kitty Snuggles. Yay, yay, kitty Snuggles. Yeah, welcome to the server. So many Doom piles. And today was a good day, Rainbow? Good. I'm glad to hear that. It is Friday. Yep. Friday is absolutely one of the best days ever. That's right. Don't forget, if you want to come and join us on the Discord, don't be shy. Remember that you do have to agree to the rules, and then you can pick your roles and whatnot. Might I suggest for anybody who's new, select Tourist, because that'll give you the least amount of channels. They will give you all the common area channels, and settle yourself into that first. But make sure that you acknowledge that you read the rules, that you click OK on that, and then pick yourself a role, because otherwise you're not going to see anything. Try my best to stop being shy. I don't know if I would ever call you shy. I think maybe, have you just been busy and doing your own shit? That's fine. I don't think I would call you shy, though. And before I forget, this up here, once again, our next raid goal. Because we do have, a couple times a year, we do voice chat raves. Some of them, well, all of them are streamed. The first few hours are streamed here on Twitch and on YouTube. And, yeah, we're trying to get to, we want to get to at least 500. Because this is not for me, this is a fundraiser that we are splitting between two charities, Ronald McDonald House and the local fostering, animal rescue rather, Fostering Hope, that my wife volunteers at and that we foster animals from. So we have actually got a foster here right now named Goober Gooberson the First, and he is cute as fuck. But yeah, once we get to 500, then I will set a date. If we get to 1,000, well, I'll let you know what happens after we hit 500. And the top donator, don't forget, is getting a $50 coupon code in my merch shop for anything that they want to buy. And Chris is going to lurk. I have notebooks that I should really use more, but I forget to carry them. That's right up there with planners. I had multiple notepads when I was driving the locomotive, because I would spend multiple hours up there, right? Uninterrupted, essentially. So I had different little notepads, and this was, at the time, I was writing a story. So I had different notepads for different aspects of the story. But yeah, they were always in my lunch kit, right? But aside that, a notepad, nope, doesn't do me any good. A planner doesn't do me any good. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Ronald McDonald House is amazing. You stay there a few days as a kid before. Shoost and I are very personally connected to the Ronald McDonald House, because my oldest had cancer when they were 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. And they ended up utilizing the Ronald McDonald House as well. And when Shoost, his daughter was born, because of the complications, they ended up taking advantage of the Ronald McDonald House. So yeah, we have very personal feelings towards it. So we're absolutely thrilled to be able to donate to that. And then with the Fostering Hope, because my wife volunteers there, and I get to hear all of the little stories that come from that. And they are amazing at what they do, and I feel like they need to be recognized. So, but yeah, we're going to keep this going for as long as it takes to reach some goals. Need to attach me. If you have a pocket, an inside pocket on the jacket, that helps. I find that helps. Mind you, this is somebody who also had jackets with numerous pockets and hoarded every fucking thing into it. So there's that. Is there a dinner roll? Yes, it comes with gravy and mashed potatoes. Yeah, 6 months for Shoost. I think it was 9 months for us, if I'm not mistaken. It was a long fucking year. But anyway. Sorry, my brain just went, yeah. And I'm not sure why. But that's okay. But yeah, music rabbit hole. Yes, very much been down one. Very much so. I had something that I shared with Chris last night, actually, that I'm working on. That guy who said that you can use my vocals for free, right? I'm thrilled to be able to use his, because I totally want to. And I may end up, because I'm not doing the hyper focus on it right now. And again, this is not a case of, you know, me saying that your hyper focus can just be turned on and off by a light switch, or like a light switch, because it cannot. But there are certain things that you can do certain things in your environment you can do to set up the ability to have it kick off. Holy shit, it is the hug dispenser. Oh, wow. I would argue that rabbit hole is starting to be pretty long now. Yes. Choose to turn switches off, yeah. After the second month's kiddo still in the NICU. We got transferred to the NICU at home. Didn't have to stay at the RMH anymore. Yeah, because you guys were able to be in the same city. Shay, I agree with you. I feel like that rabbit hole has gone on for maybe since the beginning of the Neurodivergent album, which would have been November of 22. Long is an understatement, yes. But I do stop every now and again and do things like just clear the first hour in Pal World. Hey, nice. I do stop and you know, get out and play games and stuff. I do stuff like that. Cause I can. But the one that I started on last night, I only just half an hour and then get back to music. I mean, yes. Also on Wednesday, University campus, so excited. Been 2 weeks. Hey, nice. Oh, congrats. Congratulations. But yeah, you guys want to hear the one that I'm currently playing with? Hey, side, what? Sorry, I'm looking for context on that. Size doesn't matter. Gotta go migraine. Okay, well, you're gonna miss this tune. Sorry, I say that like it was a guilt trip. I didn't mean for it to be. Anyway, so here's what I'm gonna... Now, the way that when I start working on a track, it is like fucking bare bones. Okay, so there's very, very little on this. There is very little when it comes to, like, builds and organization. But this will give you an idea as to where it's gonna go. Oh, because the music line is way down. Hang on. Hold on. Hold on. Hang on. We're going to restart that, but I have to turn the music line up. And then I have to remember to turn it down before I go back to the other stuff, because it will get very loud. Hold that thought. We're going to bring the music line up to about here. Yeah, minus 11, that'll do. All right, so this is the one that I am currently working on. We will see how long that lasts before I jump to a different project. But yeah, check this.
Stone cold shivers down my spine. These fears are getting in my mind. Yeah, all the time. It's always been like this. I've tried to find a way to press rewind, but as long as I'm alive, I keep hearing all those echoes. It is trying to get in control. It try to pull me down, but I stand my ground as I'm rising to the clouds. I keep hearing all those echoes. It is trying to get in control. It try to pull me down, but I stand my ground as I'm rising to the clouds. I keep hearing all those echoes.
Like I said, there's not a whole lot to it because I only just kind of started on it. As I said, the way that I put things together is usually I will put together, I call it the meat of the track, so I know exactly what it's going to sound like when it's got the majority of stuff in it, and then I'll just kind of build it out from there. But because I got this vocal first, I kind of did things a little bit differently with it, but that's the basic idea of where I'm going with it. So we'll see how that pans out. I love the vocal. So did I. And the fact that the artist, the singer's name is Bermuda. And any of the stuff he puts up like that on TikTok, he says is completely royalty free. You can use it and you can release it and you don't need to tag him in it. But I'm going to talk to him and I'm going to see if because I'm very big on giving credit where credit is due, right? So because this guy put his voice out there and said, yeah, you can use this for free, I'm going to ask if I can put featuring Bermuda, right? Because I would love to give him recognition for it. It's fantastic. He's got a fucking stellar voice. And the guy does, like, he releases his own vocal packs. He sells them online. You know, they're a lot more in-depth. They have, you know, harmonies and you know, other verses and shit like that, right? They're a lot more in-depth than just one vocal. But I'm gonna ask him, like, you know, is it cool if I say featuring Bermuda, or do you want me to leave your name off it? Because the thing is, with a lot of these vocalists who put together these vocal packs, a lot of them will say right in there, you are not allowed to use their name and you are not allowed to use their likeness, right? Why? No, well, because then I guess on Splice, every person who downloads this vocal pack, and if there are like 10, 12, 100 songs written using this same sample, and they have it tied to them, and if it's really bad, right, something that they don't like, they can kind of like do this with the, you know, it's like plausible deniability, I guess. And besides, they've already been paid, right? They get paid to put their stuff up, and they get paid per sale. So, on most of the platforms. Anyway. I suffer from chronic headaches, totally different level, however, perspiration for my eyes. Do you mean prescription? My prescription for my eyes changed drastically? I think that's what you meant. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. I'm very thankful that mine has been relatively consistent over the course of the majority of my life. I'm very thankful for that. But, I mean, I know that's not going to be a forever thing. So, I'm sure there's going to come some point where it goes... And then I won't be able to see anything, and I'm going to have to wear Coke bottles, and then that's going to suck. Headache. You mean headaches. Or pain in the ass. Or, yes, all of the above. I hear you. I get you. I know what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. No, never apologize for that story. We don't shame for that around here because dyslexia is a real thing. So you know what? Some people just have shit spelling because dyslexia is a bitch. And that's fine. For an Aria. Definitely a pain in the ass. Yeah, because of fucking at Walmart today. Garrus, how have you been? Hello. Been a while. How are you? And how art thou? I'm doing not too bad. As always, a deep dive into music for the last forever. Putting out music like fucking crazy. Next album comes out on February 29th, and that is the Meerkat album called Spark of Life, or Spark of Light, rather. And yeah. Plenty of people around you who smell bad. There you go. Do a whole stream off. I'm spelling you good, yeah. Gonna lurk and listen, see if my cloaking. That's fine. There are some I poke fun at. I talked to them previously, and they're okay with it. But on a personal level, I won't bug you about it. And then there's Dan, who just yeah. Dan's got his own fucking language, and we're all fine. We're all fine with that. Spark of Blight. No. Just job hunting, such fun. Yeah, no kidding. I don't miss those days, let me tell you. You know what it's called? Spark of Light. And it's by Meerkat, and then it's spelled M33R4T. Why? Because I'm a pain in the ass. Yeah, Dan over there has his own fucking universal greeting. Ba weep grana weep ninny bong. I picked up my hair tie. Hey! Congratulations. Now it's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake. Just remember, you got to do the cooking by the book. Yeah! I don't even apologize for that. My mother never said that. My mother never did that. Oh, I disagree. I'm proud of myself for picking up my hair tie. Hey, there you go. That's what I wanted to see. Excellent. Anyone who's ready to catch autism can stay away. Yes, because it's so contagious. So contagious. Speaking, you know what? I actually have not been looking at the other chats. But that's okay because nobody's there anyway. That's alright, I still love you. Big batch of curry sauce. Fair enough, I did a big batch of creamsicle fudge, so... Look at that. Caught the tism off someone I wasn't casted during childhood. That anyone noticed. Yeah, well, because masking is a thing. Thank you, masking. You're amazing and wonderful, and I hate you because you masked so well that you hid it from me. So what do I have? I have a knock-knock joke just for that.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Go fuck your face.
I apologize if that was screaming loud. Teacher repurpose or I got a shit ton of fabric. Nice. I got to... It wasn't... Okay, good. I got to rent out... Nice. I think she was just so out in front. Well, and it was the same with me, right? And it wasn't until I actually got it completely under... Not... Okay, completely is the wrong word. Once I got it better under control, right? Then that's when the tism came ripping out. And that was a good time. Not so much. How do you make creamsicle fudge? Alright, the way that I made it is you take a can of, like, frosting. And then you scoop that into a bowl. Then you take 16 ounces of white chocolate chips. You add them in there. You microwave that for a minute and a half. You stir it up. You add orange extract. Stir all that in. Then you take a third of it, put it into a different bowl. Then you add your orange food coloring. Stir all that up. And then you take a tray I completely forgot to put parchment on the bottom of it. Oh well. But then you take a tray, and then you put the orange layer on the bottom, and then you put the white layer on the top, and then you take like a knife or a thin spatula or something, and you kind of swirl it around so it gets that orange swirl thing, and then you throw that shit in the fridge for 4 hours, and boom, Bob's your uncle. You've got yourself some creamsicle fudge. Now, like I was saying earlier, mine did not quite turn out that way because I think it was the type of frosting that we had, and it didn't microwave very well, right? So it was supposed to melt better, but it didn't. So mine ended up being a little bit more chunky, and that's okay. I'm fine with it. You know why? Because it is going to taste fucking spectacular. It smelled amazing. And top it off with a glass of Yahoo. Hey, there you go. Or Yoo-hoo, or whatever the fuck it is. You didn't cook by the book. I 100% cooked by the book. The book was fucking wrong. The book was totally wrong. And also, then have yourself a creamsicle. But I did. I cooked by the book. Why? Because I'm fucking autistic, and the first time I cook something brand new, it has to be by the directions. After that, then my brain allows me to do a little bit more experimenting. But the first time, it has got to be to the letter. And my wife hates that. Because she is so spontaneous, doesn't measure things, just kind of like whips it all together. She makes some amazing like dinners and whatnot that way. But you can't bake like that. Because science. Dental experiment. I'll cook by the book, dental experiment, and deal with it. Fair enough. Pizza I don't cook by a book most times. I have to. The first time, I absolutely have to. Right? But she also hates baking. She doesn't bake. Jasa actually is the one who bakes around here because she is constantly making cookies and muffins and stuff like that. Right? Especially in the last 2 weeks. She has made so many batches of cookies and cinnamon rolls and shit like that. And she is amazing at it. But she goes to the letter. Recipe is followed exactly, except the amounts of garlic. That I will agree with that. Garlic is always measured with the heart. I agree. And yeah, because baking is science, exactly. That's why you can't just wing it when it comes to mixing things, you know, that are creating a reaction. Bakes with a book, last brownie crunch because of the sugar. That's not normal to do exactly by the book. Some people will say that it's not. Others will say that it is. Right? But I get questioned on it all the time. But I have to, by the book, the very first time. Right? It's the tism. It's just like, no, you cannot. Because it's, if you think about it in the perspective of autism, it's, you're following the rules. Right? So if they make sense, then yes. Right? You follow the rules because they make sense. But, yeah, in the case of my wife, who does not have autism, but she's got all of the ADHD, enough for me and you and 3 other people, she has to be spontaneous that way. Should have lots of stuff. Help with her people's baking passions. Yes. Yes, yes. Chocolate chips later for muffins. Very nice. But yeah, when it comes to autism, at least it's the way that I see it, right? Is if you're following the recipe, you're following the directions, ergo you're following the rules. Now, that being said, yeah, there are times where I do have to either substitute something, or there's something in there that I don't like, and I'll just remove it, or I'll wing it when it comes to that one part, right? Because, again, with us being rule followers to the letter, most times, unless the rule doesn't make sense, right? So it's the same with, here's another one. When I was working out in the rail yard, and when we were way out and about, you know, way past fucking anything, you still were not allowed to smoke on site. They called that on site, but I was off the grounds of the site. So I would go out onto the deck of the locomotive and I would have a smoke out there, because to me that rule did not make sense. So I had no problem breaking that rule. And I also never got caught, so there's that. Being dairy free, I can no longer do most of the baking by the rule. There are always ways around that, though. Like dairy free, you know, get yourself, like, don't use milk, use soy milk. Right? Stuff like that. Respoli says cilantro. I always didn't say. Oh, you mean parsley? Yes. Is that Uncle Dad? Yeah, there you go. Hi, friend. But yeah, you can use like soy milk, almond milk, whatever the replacement, your preferred coconut milk. You know, use whatever you're most comfortable with. There's always a way around that somehow. D's milk, that's right. You can always use D's milk.
These nuts.
That's where it comes from. I bring a lot of cup to work, and we're not supposed to have personal cups and stuff on register. What are you supposed to have? Company issued paper cups? I don't get it. Joys of having both. I agree with you. When I'm doing something for the first time, it has to be close to the book. Other than that, you know, almost pure chaos to function. And you know what? That's fine. I kind of agree with that. You know, like I said, the first time it has to be to the letter by the book. Unless part of the rule, part of the direction doesn't make sense. After that, if I find that by the book, if I thought it needed more paprika or parsley or garlic or whatever, right? Then I'll know to make that adjustment afterwards. But in that moment, I need to know what they intended. I need to know what they wanted it to be like. And if I need to make any adjustments to it in the future, I will know then, right? I think the stuff is for breaks. Yeah, okay. Season to taste. Yeah, well, salt and pepper always, right? I may be a white guy, but I at least know how to season stuff. Bring it anyway. There you go. There you go. All right. Well, I did just notice the time. We are kind of getting a little bit late. Shall we, you guys want to do a couple of tunes before we get out of here, or what? Shoe fly pie. I've heard that before, but in my mind, I'm not coming up with an image. Juicy pie, like at first. That's kind of how I read it at first too. I need water and self-checkout because I am running around. There you go. I eat my craft dinner with sweet chili sauce. I have from time to time, because one of the few things that I still put ketchup on a regular basis is mac and cheese, KD as we call it. I will still put ketchup on that, but sometimes I will supplement it with Frank's hot sauce. American pie. You put cayenne powder on in everything, yeah. Basically a molasses pie. I don't know about that. No salt, no pepper, low salt diet, and it tastes pepper. Okay, well, I mean, you've got a reason. Obviously, you got a reason. You have an excuse. You're fine. And don't fear the seasonings. Ah, very funny. I'm not big on ketchup. I mean, I was when I was a kid, when I was growing up. Yes. There are still a couple of things that I put ketchup on, but not so much as an adult. Oh, please do, Story. I'd love to see it. I don't know if I would make one, but... Are they here to pick you up? Jasa? Is my kid? Hold on one second. Oh, I guess my kid's gone. Ketchup on scrambled eggs. I can do that. A little bit of ketchup on scrambled eggs, yes. A little bit of ketchup on on KD. A little bit of ketchup sometimes on mashed potatoes, but it depends. Ketchup with with fries, though sometimes it depends. If I make them myself, then I will do them with a lot of like garlic salt and shit like that, and then I will do a mayo dill dip to go with that. She did it all without saying anything. Yep, she sure did. Salsa is amazing. Yeah, I hear salsa is amazing, but it, you know, in the same vein that Frank's Red Hot is good on it too. So, corn dogs, no, corn dogs have mustard for me. It's really sweet. That's cool. Hot dogs and mac and cheese, so do I sometimes because, well, I have an autistic 11-year-old. Mayo dill dip sounds amazing. Yeah, if you salt your fries with garlic salt, and when you're cooking them, say you coat them with a little bit of garlic powder, and maybe a little seasoning salt kind of thing, but garlic salt. Did I see a dog through the crack in the door? Yes, that is Goob. That's Gooby, or Goober oh, Jesus Christ. Goober Gooberson is who that is. He is the dog that we are fostering. Make fries with seasoned salt. At one of the dollar stores here, they actually have a French fry salt that's pretty good. So I use that from time to time. With cubed Spam. Hello?
Hi.
Oh, hi. The child just left.
I know I was trying to wave to them, but they were in their own world.
She was under orders to come and say goodbye to me, and she once again left without saying nothing.
So excited probably. She was messaging.
Yeah, the excitement. Anyway, I want to see all the animals. I can show you a couple of them. Honey barbecue meat church seasoning. I wonder where you got that from. Cajun. Hey, someone, you want to give Cajun a shout out? Speaking of which, you want to see the dogs? Let me see. Hey, Goob. Here, Goob. Let's see if he'll come. Come here, Goob. Gooby. Come here, Gooby. Gooby Gooberson. Here we go. Here's Gooby. Right here. Come here, buddy. Come here, Goob. Hi, Goob. I don't know how well you're going to see him here, but this here is Goob. He is cute as shit. He's actually getting very well trained. He's only like 7 months old, but we're still working on his training. We've had him for a little over a month, I think. Yeah, here he is. Right there. There's Goob. He's nuts to me. Sabine. Come here, Sabine. Come here, Sabine. Sabine, come. Sabine, come. Mom got home, right? So, of course, she's like, I want to see Mama. Sabine, come here, Sabine. Come here, Sabine. Hi, Gooby. Come here, Sabine. Oh, you got toys. That's what it is. You got a toy. I see. Yeah. Bean's got a toy. She doesn't want to play with me. She wants to play with Goob. So there's that. All right. What do we got? Get a gourmet mac and cheese. Add Parmesan. Nope, you lost me there. 0.5 to 1 to 1, 1 to 1 ratio. Yeah. Nah, I can't do it because I can't do parm. But I mean, if it works for you, awesome. All right, let me see here. Family seasoning, Trinity, salt, garlic powder, and black pepper. That's about mine too. Slap your mama Cajun seasoning on the side, nice. That's cute. They like to play together. Any powdered cheese will do. There you go. Because it's not real cheese, that's why I can eat this stuff. Parm on spaghetti. My wife does that. I cannot stand it. Not me. Nope. She has to sit, like, in another room. That's just wrong, in my opinion. Just wrong. You can't do that. That's fucking criminal. Bleh. I don't really care. I just don't want to smell it. If you want to put parm on whatever, good for you. the smell of it, man, just makes me want to go, eh. Just gross. Anyway. Just need it on now. You know what? If, again, Ryan, if that's your thing, knock yourself out. If that's your thing, do it. Right? It's like me and pizza. You know? My go-to default pizza is like a Hawaiian, right? It's ham, pineapple, but add bacon crumble and banana peppers. That's my go-to pizza. Is it for everybody? No. But it's mine. I'll eat it. And if you don't like it, I don't care. You don't have to eat it. Drill farm stuff from the grocery store. Not the powdered stuff, right? Hey, I'm here for that. You and I are going to destroy a pizza tonight. Arthur, are salt, garlic, or garlic powder, and onion powder. And pepper. Yeah, if onion powder for me is sometimes, garlic powder for me is all the time, with the salt and pepper, right? When I do mashed potatoes, I have to, and if I don't, picky little Miss Jasa, because she has gotten used to it, if I don't, picky little Miss Jasa will not eat them and say that they taste plain, or what's the word she used? I can't remember the word that she used for it, but little Miss, that's too much flavor. If I don't put salt, a little bit of pepper, and garlic powder in the mashed potatoes, she won't eat them. So that's kind of my trinity and my go-to as well. But yeah, now that we've got to the food portion. All right. In the meantime, why don't I share this lovely nugget with you guys once again before we get out of here, because the wife got home. Your mattress just arrived. Hey! Right on. Right on. All right, so here's what we're going to do then before we get out of here. We're going to do a couple of tunes. So I'm going to show you guys the video once again that I am going to be dropping on TikTok and Instagram shortly after the stream. And yeah, if you guys want to hear a couple of tunes, let me know. And we'll do them up before we get out of here. So, let us do this. Good tune, but I'm going to shut that up. No, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to pause that one, is what I'm going to do. Yes, I are. And I'll give you guys this one more, and then you guys, I want you to pick two. And then I'll play those, and then we'll get out of here.
Oh, let's get fucked up, baby, let your body go. I'll make your mind go crazy and lose control. So come and move with my body. Stay with me for the night. I just wanna party, losing all control. Like na 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 na, losing all control. Like
Bet.
oh, let's get fucked up, baby, let your body go.
Perfect.
Oh, let's get fucked up, baby, let your body go. I'll make your mind go crazy and lose control. So come and move with my body, let it overload. My heartbeat keeps on repeating, about to explode. Just turn the lights off, baby, and let it go. I'll make your mind go crazy and lose control. So come and move with my body, stay with me for the night. I just wanna party, losing all control. Like na 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 na, losing all control. Like na 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 na, losing all control. Like losing all control. Like fucked up, baby, baby. Oh, let's get fucked up, baby, let your body go.
bad for a couple hours work. What do you think? All right. So yeah, I'm going to be dropping that right away. I hope she likes it, and I hope she lets me release it, because that would be fun. Change of plan, actually, Vespa. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a couple works in progress that are like months and months out that you haven't seen them. They're actually, these ones here are not going to be released until like end of summer. Okay? But these are going to be the next, two of the next ones that are going to be on the Ross Gates album. Again, works in progress, so stuff is apt to change. Like the top bass line on this, I'm definitely going to be changing, but it worked for the moment. But yeah, this one's called Go Away, and enough people like the cover art on it that I'm actually going to do something. I'm going to make the girl into a sticker. Assuming he doesn't find one to play with on this one, yeah.
Go away, I don't wanna talk today. Go away, no need to hear me say. This is something you should make a note of, even be a little scared. This is something you should never think of, baby, you are not prepared. Go away. Go away. Go away.
So yeah, these are projects, like I said, that I have started on, but do not intend to release for at least like 4 or 5 months down the road. I've got other albums that I want to get finished and put out first. See you soon, Uncle Dad. Yeah, you bet. I'll text you when we're on the way. All right, so one more from that same album that I'm going to be putting out is going to be this one here. Space and Time, I call this one. Mama likes this.
Wind in the trees, hold you like the ocean breeze again. Where did you run to this time? Felt like a dream when I held you close to me, my friend. But it wasn't meant to be this time. Where did you go? Driving down the lonely
Again, like I said, work in progress, so I only have so much done on it. I just kind of like work on it as I go kind of thing. Because I know that I have months to do these ones, right? And I'm not setting deadlines for myself. I'm doing my absolute best not to stress over these ones. So there is that. But I think I'm going to give you this one here. The next, after the 29th, like I said, the melodic dubstep album is dropping. Meerkat, Spark of Light. So make sure you grab that for free for everybody. It'll be on all platforms. And then we're working on the Revenge album, the Dark Side, the Hardstyle album. I'll give you this one here off of it, because this is going to be attached to it. So we'll do this, and then we will raid into a friend of ours, if there are any on. I haven't looked yet. But enjoy this one, Rise of Heroes, one of my favorite ones off of it. Hope you guys like it. And remember, if you want access to listen to these whenever you want, as I work on them, that's where your Patreon comes into play. Be a patron, be a member on Fourth, be a member on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, that little join button on there, that'll get you on it. If you're 2 and up, you get access to all of the music.
A new wave of power arises. From the ashes, new heroes born. An emergence of hope upon the horizon. A sense of victory at the break of dawn. The rise of heroes. A new wave of power arises. From the ashes, new heroes born. An emergence of hope upon the horizon. A sense of victory at the break of dawn. Time has come. The rise of heroes. Rise up. A new time has come. We shall rise undefeated. With sword and shield in our hands. Rise up and vanquish the enemy. The rise of heroes. heroes.
The Rise of Gooby. Alrighty. Well, there you go. A little bit of new stuff for you. Some stuff some of you haven't seen yet, obviously. And that's cool. I'm happy to share that stuff with you. Remember, if you guys want to get access to, like, check it out as I work on it in progress, then, yeah, make sure you check out the Patreon. OnlySquirrel.com takes you to the Patreon. SquirrelDad.com takes you to the fourth wall if you want to do the membership there. Or if you're watching on YouTube, it's that little join button down below. And if you are watching on YouTube, hey, I will get a thumbs up on this thing and help a brother out. So fun. There you go. All right, well, I've got to get out of here now after sharing a little bit of tunage with you guys, because we're going to Shoost and Pandas for dinner tonight. And my wife just went to go gas up the car and thought that I was... Yeah. Anyway. So what we're going to do is we are going to raid into our friend, DJ friend, who is doing some music and playing some Final Fantasy right now. So make sure if you're on Twitch, you stick around and share a little bit of love there. But in the meantime, and in between time, that's it. I will be back on Sunday. Make sure that you do what it says right here. Right here. Drink your water. Take your meds. And be kind to yourself. I will be back here on Sunday. Thank you very much for that. Draw me like one of your leather dinos. Rawr. I'll be back here on Sunday. So in the meantime, I'll catch you guys in the Discord. Let's go say hi to our good friend, our DJ friend, T-Cat. Playing some Final Fantasy and raving out, because, well, I just love a good rave. So if you're on Twitch, make sure you join us. I will see you guys on Sunday. Have a great weekend. Love y'all. Mwah. And ciao for now.